All right. Let's check out the last topic of ancient Greece, which is going to be a person and what he ends up creating. One of the greatest empires that's ever been in all of history. I'm talking like great. This place was amazing, and what's unique about it, it wasn't a Greek empire. You don't even really call it a Greek empire. It's going to be an empire of a whole bunch of different folks all blended together. It's a lot like, I would say, like, you've heard of America being called the melting pot of all these different cultures. Well, this is where it started with Greece. Greece had the first melting pot of cultures all together, and this is how it's going to end. All right, but that's the end of this. Let's get something started. It's gonna be good. Welcome to Alexander the Great. Now, there's a movie screen right here in front of you. The name of it is Alexander. I don't recommend it. It's awkward and weird, but is one of the more historically accurate things that you can watch out there about it. But it's just weird. It's not entertaining. You see a lot of big names in it, like Anthony Hopkins, Colin Farrell, Angelina Jolie, Val Kilmer, and some of these others. So watch it if you want to. I don't recommend it at all. There's a lot of better things out there. Actually, a lot of better like books and stuff to read about this thing. It's really big. Anyways, welcome to Alexander the Great, the end of the Greek Empire. All right, let's roll. All right, first, let's start like this. So, what Macedonian king wanted to take over Greece and then take over Persia? He was also the father of Alexander the Great. All right, so the story starts with Alexander the Great. Here he is in the movie. Okay, Alexander the Great. Here's his daddy, Philip II, with his eyeball popped out. Okay, all right, so Philip is going to plant this dream into Alexander's head that he wants to unite all of Greece. He's going to take Sparta and Athens and all of the different polises or city states and put it all under this name, Greece. There's no Greece before Philip II. Everybody follow me on that? No Greece before Philip II. There's a bunch of different Greeks that are all different. They're not the same. Okay, so that's Philip II. All right, so this is what made Philip II so successful. All right, so the question is this: what was Philip able to do with his people that made him a threat to take over surrounding Greek city-states? So he was able to take his people, all right, that he was in charge of, the Messenians here, all right, and he organized them into this strong military. He created the phalanx and all the different forms of that, and he was able to attack others and take them over very easily. All right. Now, there's going to be this battle. All right. There's this battle that is going to finalize, all right, the taking up of all of the Greek city-states. All right. Here it is. The Battle of Sharon. It's not that important to know that. It's just know that it actually happened. Yeah. It's gonna be the battle where he's going to end up taking over all of the different city-states. Now, let's roll on it. Now, so Philip II, his next idea was to take over Persia. So he took over all of Greece. That part of his dream came true. Okay? Now he's like, all right, I want more. I want to extend this Greek empire, this Greek dream, this Greek ideology, this Greek culture to more places. And the next place would be Persia. So look at the map. Okay, look at this map right here. It's all this green. The green is Persia. Think of the Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Fertile Crescent, Iraq, Iran. Here's Saudi Arabia down here. All right. Well, right here is Greece, way over here on the spare. It's even off the picture just a little bit. So he's united all of Greece. Now he wants to take over all of that. All right. But here's the problem. He was never able to. Does anybody know why he was never able to? Anybody want to guess? Check it out. He was murdered. Yeah, his daughter. He's going to have this beautiful wedding, big old pomp and circumstances, people playing music all over the place. Da, 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 da. Here comes the bride. And whoa, he got stabbed in the chest by one of his soldiers. One of his own soldiers murdered him. We don't actually know why. We think he was maybe paid by someone from Persia. We don't know, but he's murdered. Philip II is dead. He is gone. Cannot fulfill his dream. Well, here comes scene 2. Check it out. Val Kilmer, Alexander the Great, is going to take over. He's just a child. He's very young. But one of his favorite teachers and most famous teachers is going to teach him a way that's going to make him very, very good at strategy. So check it out. So who's going to take over after Philip II is murdered? His son, Alexander. He's not called Alexander the Great yet. He'll be called that later. History actually does that for him. All right, here we go. So if you go back to all the philosophers, you start off with Socrates. Socrates was considered the greatest of all philosophers. And then his famous student is Plato. And then Plato's favorite student is Aristotle. So Aristotle got to teach Alexander how to critically think. If you want to accomplish anything in your life, you got to learn how to critically think. I was actually talking to another adult the other day. They were saying, our kids nowadays, they don't know how to critically think. Y'all need to let that sink in. What that means is being a problem solver. First, being able to identify problems, and then how can you solve that problem? How can you fix the situation that's not good? How can you make your life better? Can you critically think for yourself or not? I wonder if that adult's right. I don't know. All right, time will only tell. Your life, the way you live it, is going to tell if you are a critical thinker or not. And I challenge all of you to be that. All right, so this is what Aristotle is going to give to Alexander. Critical thinking, strategic thinking. It's pretty amazing. All right, check it out. So, one of the people that Alexander looked up to, and what's kind of wild is this. He actually thought he was him. He thought Alexander the Great thought that he was reborn as Achilles. Alexander the Great had this big old heart, like, I am great, I am amazing, I am Achilles reborn. And there's what's crazy is this. A lot of great generals of the past, all the way up through World War II, have claimed the same thing. Y'all ever heard of General Patton, the greatest of all American generals in World War II? He believed he was Achilles walking around. They gave him great nobility, or great, he was proud of what he's able to do. I can do anything. I'm part God. Well, Alexander the Great thought of himself as that. This is Brad Pitt playing Achilles in the movie Troy. And if you haven't seen that yet, I do recommend that movie. All right, here we go. So check it out. So what happened to the people of Thebes after they rebel against Alexander? Now, remember, his daddy takes all of Greece and unites it. This is Greece now. The people don't like that. So they're going to challenge, Alexander's rule. Hey, your daddy's dead. Let's see what you got, Alexander. Your daddy was tough. Let's see how tough you are. Alexander did this. There's Thebes right there. Watch this. He goes down there and just slaughters 6,000 of them, put everybody else in slavery. Now, what does that tell to everybody else in Greece? Don't you mess with Alexander. He means business. That's wild right there what he did. Okay? So that establishes it. That's finalized it. Greece is united, not under Philip, but now under Alexander the Great. All right? Time goes on. So he is going to now continue his daddy's dream. He's going to go and try to take over Persia. All right? And check it out. The leader of Persia at the time, you need to know his name. His name's the last one on the board over there. His name is Darius III. He has the largest army on earth. Alexander's like, I don't care. I've got critical thinking skills. I can solve problems. Check it out. So, what was the name of the Persian king that tried to stop Alexander from taking over Anatolia? That means all of Persia. His name was Darius III. Okay, so check it out. Watch this. How now was Alexander able to defeat an army larger than his? Remember, I was telling you about Aristotle giving him a thinking skill, the critical thinking skill, problem solving, great strategy, strategic? Yes, he was. So this is what he did. This was his strategy. By attacking a weak spot and then attacking the king himself caused him to flee. Now, so there's tons of movies and stuff that are made out about this. Here is a scene where Alexander the Great is battling Darius III. Okay, let's see if we can actually get this thing going here. We're gonna let you see some of this. It won't let me show it right there. Yeah, here we go. Let's watch this. So that's Alexander right there. All right, now look what he's doing here. Alexander's going to take his army and split it in half. Imagine fighting like this. All right, so half of his army's running away. There's Darius III. He's like, look at them. They're a bunch of cowards. They're running away. Man, that would be a scary sight right there. Get that shield up. So there's a bunch of Greek soldiers being shot by those arrows. There's Darius thinking he's winning. Go get them, y'all. Let's go get those Greeks. Charge. They're all taking off. Now, Darius' idea is just to overwhelm him with overwhelming power. More horses, more weapons, more men. There's the Greeks. They're like, yeah, we're going to keep on going. We're going to kick your tail. Check it out. Look at the camels going to war on the back of a camel. That's an awesome, isn't it? All right, remember, Alexander's still running away, it looks like. Darius is sending more men in. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's intimidating. Just can't be scared. That's the left side of the Greeks. Check them all out. Look at that buzzard, that eagle. Man, look at all them men. All right, there's Alexander running away still. There he is. He's ready. Is he really running away? No, he's got a plan. He's critically thinking. He said, pick up the pace. Let's go faster, he said. There's part of their strategy. Oh, my goodness. That's awful, isn't it? And they're slamming into each other. Horses are dying. Men are dying. War was so personal back then. You had to feel the breath of your enemy. You had to smell them. Today, you don't do that. Oh, my. Close your eyes if it's too much now. That's wild. Woo. There they are. They're back there in the back. Darius has got he's just sitting back, watch all his men fighting. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna win this. Darius is like sent all his men up ahead of him. Not Alexander. Alexander's like, follow me. All right, now they're gonna change direction. Instead of running away, they're running to the side. They're coming in from the side. They're basically surrounding them on one side, and Darius doesn't know it. See how they're coming in on top of them right there? They'll come around them. They're like, uh-oh. They got men that are running too. Oh, man. I want to see the rest of it. I know you do. Anyway, so that ends, and I'll get rid of that for you guys. Yep. And Alexander, they're able to take over and actually take Darius at that battle right there in the movie. You see Darius cry, move away, and all that stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, here we go. So he had great strategy. Let's keep going here. Now, what happens is after he conquers Persia, he conquers Greece first, and he conquers all of Persia. Darius runs away. We actually think his own men killed him and all that stuff. Okay, the question's asking him, where did he want to go next? And what's that a picture of right there? Anybody know? What country is that today? That's Egypt. That's right. So he conquers Greece, which is up here, then Persia, and he goes down to Egypt and he conquers Egypt. You need to know that order too. Greece, Persia, Egypt. Okay? So he conquers Egypt. All right, now while he's in Egypt, and that's an actual picture of him right there, an actual painting of what he may have looked like. Okay, while he's there, look what the Egyptians make him into. They turn him into a pharaoh. He is king slash god now. He's not just some human walking around. All right, he is a god in the eyes of the Egyptians. All right, they actually name a city Alexandria after him. All right, so he conquers Egypt. All right, tons of things happen there. They begin to build all these monuments. There's one called Colossus of Rhodes. I'll show you tomorrow. But after conquering all of the Fertile Crescent, all of Persia, all of Egypt, he's like, oh, I got to go somewhere else. Where does he go? Where do you think this picture's from? Guess. What do you think? He's fighting an elephant. That's right. I heard it. Yes, he wants to go conquer India. He's going to go even further east, going to conquer India. And he does. He goes all the way into India. Doesn't get all of it. He's fighting elephants. He actually marries some of the people in Persia. His soldiers marry him. They start to mingle with those people. All right, check it out. So where did Alexander, in the end, we're about to wrap it up, where did he want to end up after all the conquering all these lands? Check it out. He wants to end up as far east as he can. All right, he ends up taking all of Greece, which is way over here. Then he takes all this area, that's Persia. He comes down way over here, that's where Egypt is, and he gets all the way over here to India. He never makes it over here. Now watch why. He's going to die. Anybody want to guess how he died? You think he was killed in battle? All right, we don't really know, but we do know it was something to do with a fever. I think he was actually poisoned by his own soldiers. Think about his own soldiers. He's literally taken them away from their families for years. This has taken years. I know I've talked for 10 minutes. Years to conquer all these places. I think his own soldiers got sick of him, poisoning him. That's my own personal opinion. Most people think he caught something, some type of virus in India. All right, and he caught a fever. And the fever back then, if you got a high temperature, they didn't have all the medicines and things that we do today. He dies from that. One of the greatest leaders of all time. Anyways, any questions or comments? You're not done yet. What you need to know is this. All right, there's his empire. There's Greece. Here's where Persia was. Here's Egypt, all the way over there to India. All right, and what happens is this empire, after he dies, it gets broken up into 3 different places. 3 different leaders that were underneath him will lead these different areas. And this new culture that was created, check it out. The name of it is Hellenistic culture, a blending of the Greek ideals with the Persian ideals, with Egyptian ideals and Indian ideals, all brought together a lot like the melting pot of America. So you can find Greek stuff in India, India stuff in Greece. Imagine the food. That gets me excited. Love to eat. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody, who likes some good food in here? Oh, I get amen. Yeah, I hear y'all on that. Well, guess what happened? All the spices and different things. Imagine music now. You've got Eastern music and European music and African music all blending together. Life is going to change. A new culture is created called Hellenistic culture. You got to know that one. All right, so there's the order of the blending of the cultures that he conquered, the Greeks, the Persians, the Egyptians, and the Indians. That's it. That's all, folks. Anybody got any questions, comments, or rude remarks? If you do, post them online or wherever. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next video.